The sky above the Columbia River was carved blue and bright when Atlas, a full-grown bald eagle, tore across it, wings tucked, body dropping like a thrown spear in a flawless killing dive toward the glittering water. Kayla and Jonah had just reached the overlook when the sound hit them, feathers slicing the wind so fast it hummed. They froze. "Whoa," Jonah whispered. "He's moving like a missile." Below, the Columbia flashed silver. Spray burst upward in tiny explosions. The dive was perfect, clean, controlled and lethal. Until it suddenly wasn't. Atlas snapped his wings open with a violent crack. The dive didn't steady, it broke. His body wrenched sideways, spiraling into a wild, frantic tumble. Eagles didn't flinch mid-air. They didn't panic. They didn't abort dives unless broken. But Atlas wasn't broken. He righted himself, and immediately began circling. Tight, fast and agitated. His cries knifed through the gorge, sharp, frantic notes that ricocheted against the basalt walls. Kayla's breath hitched. "That's not hunting." Jonah swallowed. Then why did he stop? He was locked in. Atlas dove again, but this time he wasn't targeting the water. He pulled up just inches above it, talons grazing the spray before shooting skyward, eyes locked on a shadowed tangle of roots along the riverbank. Not hunting. Not fleeing. Pointing. Kayla's hands shook as she raised her phone. "Something's wrong. I'm calling a ranger." Ranger Aaron Pierce and her intern Caleb sped down the river road, their truck rattling as the morning sun climbed between the cliffs. Snowmelt from the mountains surged through the Columbia beside them. The moment they reached the overlook, Aaron lifted her binoculars. Her pulse jumped. Atlas wasn't soaring high above the gorge. He flew just above the treeline, weaving between branches, calling in sharp, broken bursts. Not aggressive. Not territorial. Desperate. "Listen," she said quietly. "That's a contact call." But panicked. Caleb scrolled through the wildlife log. Atlas lost a chick in the storm 2 days ago. They thought it drowned. But he never left. Aaron murmured. "He's circling the same patch. Over and over." Atlas dove low, talons nearly scraping mud, then burst upward with a scream so raw Aaron felt it in her spine. "Something's down there," she said. "Something alive." They clipped ropes to their belts and descended the bank. Gravel slid beneath their boots. The river wind slapped cold against their faces. Above them, Atlas circled so low his shadow rippled across their backs again and again, a trembling guardian refusing to leave. "There," Caleb shouted over the roar. "I saw movement under the roots." They dropped to their knees, mud soaking into their pants. A tiny, soaked body lay wedged between twisted roots, half buried in cold, wet earth. Breeze. The missing chick. He was barely more than a trembling fistful of down. One wing was pinned painfully beneath a thick root. His feathers were plastered to his fragile skin. His chest hitched in quick, stuttering breaths, the fight draining from him with every exhale. "You're still fighting?" Aaron murmured, startled by his will to live. The river slapped higher, icy water creeping over Breeze's talons. He shuddered violently. "Buff!" Atlas screamed, circling tighter, wings beating the air in frantic, desperate bursts. Aaron pressed her hands against the roots to keep them from shifting. Caleb pulled out the clippers, fingers shaking. "If I cut the wrong one?" "You won't," Aaron said, though fear threaded her voice. "Nice and slow." Caleb clipped one root. Snap. Breeze jerked, wings fluttering weakly, splattering mud across Aaron's jacket. She leaned over him, shielding his tiny body from the rising water. "Easy, little guy. You're okay. Stay with us." Caleb cut another root. Then another. The river surged again, pushing a cold wave up to Breeze's belly. Aaron's breath stumbled. A chunk of gravel skittered down from above. Atlas screeched, warning them, his voice cracking with urgency. "We need to move," Caleb said, voice tight. "We finish now," Aaron replied. The final root clamped around Breeze's leg. Caleb sliced through it, clean. Breeze sagged into Aaron's hands, limp, soaked, barely breathing. He weighed almost nothing. She cradled him inside her jacket, pressing a dry cloth around his tiny frame. Breeze blinked once, a faint, broken chirp escaping him. Atlas's cries softened, still sharp, but trembling with hope. Caleb exhaled shakily. He never stopped looking. Aaron swallowed. "And he made sure we got here in time." They climbed back up the slope, boots slipping on wet gravel. At the truck, Aaron pressed her radio to her shoulder. "Ranger Pierce requesting mobile vet support. We have a live chick. Severe exposure. Probable wing strain. High urgency." Breeze stirred weakly at her voice. A heavy shadow rolled over them. Atlas landed on a tall pine snag, talons digging deep enough to peel bark. His chest rose and fell in quick, quivering bursts. His eyes locked onto Breeze, unblinking, afraid to hope. Breeze chirped, barely a sound. Atlas answered instantly, a trembling, intimate whistle. A father calling his child home. Minutes later, another truck rolled in. Dr. Eleanor Price stepped out, calm and steady, med kit over her shoulder. "Let me see him." Aaron laid Breeze on a padded mat. Dr. Price peeled back the cloth, her movements gentle but sure. "No fractures," she murmured. "He's dangerously cold and dehydrated, but he fights him." A rush of wings swept across them. Atlas. He swooped so low the gust rippled Aaron's jacket, but he didn't strike. Instead, he perched just yards away, feathers puffed in raw panic, every muscle trembling with restraint. Caleb whispered, "He's watching every move." Dr. Price warmed Breeze with heated cloths. She rubbed circulation into his limbs, injected fluids carefully. Breeze winced, then lifted his head toward the trees. He chirped, a faint rasp. Atlas answered with the same soft whistle. Dr. Price froze. He knows his father's here. Breeze eased, breath deepening. The team prepared a small carrier lined with warming cloths. Aaron settled Breeze inside. His tiny wing twitched toward the sky, instinctive, longing. They loaded the truck. Atlas launched, not attacking, not fleeing, escorting. He glided above the road, wings carving long shadows across the pavement below. At the ranger station, Atlas circled twice before landing on a dead snag overlooking the cabin. He didn't hunt, didn't preen. He simply waited. Inside, Breeze rested in a warm-lit infirmary. Each hour, his breathing deepened. His eyes sharpened. His soft, stubborn chirps returned, small proof that he had refused to die alone. Evening lowered itself over the gorge, painting the river cobalt and the sky a fading, molten orange. Aaron stepped outside with Breeze nestled in warmed cloth, letting him feel the gentle air. The breeze lifted his down feathers softly. A shadow moved. Atlas dropped from the higher snag and landed on a closer branch, wings folding tight around him. He leaned forward, careful, reverent, every feather angled toward his chick. Breeze chirped, fragile but sure. Atlas answered, a trembling, relieved whistle. A father's gratitude shaped into sound. Everyone fell silent as Breeze softened in Aaron's hands, tiny body relaxing as though a long-held fear had finally dissolved. She carried him back inside. Atlas didn't move. He watched through the window, still, patient, unbreakable. The sun dipped behind the cliffs. The river turned to black glass. Bree settled into safe, warm sleep. Only then did Atlas rise. He spread his wings, catching the last burn of dusk, and soared into the deepening sky. He hovered there for a heartbeat, hesitating, unwilling to turn away, before circling once over the station like a blessing. Then he disappeared into the ridge. Aaron exhaled shakily. He stopped to dive because he heard his chick. Caleb nodded. And he made sure we heard him too. They hadn't just rescued a lost chick. They had answered a father who refused to stop searching the sky for the life he loved.